Um, with the affirmative actions, the federal law mandates laws, for people, for everybody to get like a fair chance. There's the disability acts and there's this stuff. But the problem that we're seeing is that when it comes to local politics, a party wins an office. Let's say the mayor's office of Danbury, but he gets a cabinet that reflects him. You understand? And I don't know if we could push laws that when you win a political office position, you try to get as many people in your cabinet that look like you. And I mean, I don't know if that's possible, but that's one of the things that people say in the community is that everybody that represents their town or their city, a lot of times they feel intimidated because they don't see people that represent them.
Yeah, that takes time, I think.
Yes.
And I think people have to come up through the ranks. You don't start at the top.
Right.
And so you need people who are willing to step forward and take on those roles. One of the things we discussed at this Civic Health Index, I put together a group of people, all different from around the state, to do this Civic Health Index. And the group was so excited about doing this work, they want to keep meeting. I'm exhausted. I have to do other things, and they want to keep meeting. And one of the things we talked about are the literally hundreds of boards and commissions that need people to be on them. And how do you get your name on those boards? And how do you put your hand up and say, I would like to do that? And there's a lot of them. I mean, they govern all kinds of different aspects of life. Everything from parks, animals, things about animals, children, whatever. And so there are these commissions at the state level now that will help you get your name on a list if you want to participate. We need more people participating. Some of these, and the way you get appointed is usually through a representative or a governor or a mayor, or your name gets put forward by someone. But these groups will help you do that. We need people to do that.
Yeah, and I think that it has become, this is from personal experience, intimidating when you're in a new society and a lot of these facts are not known to you. You kind of stumble into them by chance. Many things, like you said, either committees or way to participate. It's a totally different system that you grew up in. You don't understand that, and you don't have anyone really to kind of reach out. So someone that grew up in that system, like you said yourself, said, I have kids and I kind of got involved that way. But sometimes I felt hard that a lot of people that I know just don't have a clue what's there. And I think the education needs to be continual and not just the election is now, everybody gets pumped up and let's get some, people to vote, and then we don't see people for a few years. But even those little things of how to get involved in your community and your city are really not spelled out. And to someone that participates on it all the time, it's simple. I think it's simple now. But I ask someone else and they don't have a clue, and that is scary.
Yeah.
When you don't know that you have so many rights, and some of them are new citizens. They are represented. But the access to City Hall, the access to a lot of the things becomes something that seems overwhelming. And I think, is there a way that we can bridge that gap and not make the system that scary?
I've always wondered if there's a role for an ombudsman kind of job at City Hall. Someone who their job would be just to help people understand how to plug into these things. And if nothing else, maybe, this kind of a club can play a great role in that. You need education. You need to understand the steps you go to get to where you're going. And we all had to go through that. It's not like anybody gave me lessons either. And I certainly didn't know anything going into this. So it's a great role. And, we do have ombudsmen in certain agencies that do exactly that, just try to help people. That's one of the reasons I did this little business tool, just to try to help people through the process. So.
I have a question.